Hey guys, this is Jason Postel, broker of record at JP Capital Solutions. Thanks for taking the time to review this investor portal with me. Once you get going and you create your account, you're going to get immediate access to the investor portal in the resource center. So just to give a brief tutorial, this is what we refer to as a broker continuum. This shows you whether you're a commercial real estate broker or investor, a real estate entrepreneur. You're going to go through each one of these steps. This is just from finding the property all the way to post closing. Okay, there's a lot of steps that go in between finding the deal and closing the deal. So we go over in depth each and every single one of these. If this is an investment for personal, you're just going to be swapping out things like the exclusive listing to under contract, and but it's all going to be relative to finding the best off market deals and closing them for yourself or investors. So again, before you get into that, I go over another just tutorial dive in, but you're going to get started, and we're just going to go over some of the goal setting, right? That's the first step, is visualizing what are your goals, right? That doesn't become real until you write it down to be able to start taking action. We go over what are they. This is I've used a lot of different ways and read a lot of different books and research. Brian Tracy does a great job on goal setting. I plug in his um, the development first model. What is the 12-week year? This is another great resource that will help you get things done in 12 weeks that most people can't even accomplish in a year. So we're just going to go step by step before you get into your business planning, right? So before you even get into what you're doing for business, you got to understand how to even set your goals. Okay, so some of you guys might think this is very elementary, or maybe you're already doing this, right? Maybe there's just some things you can pick up to help your vision, right? Your long-term vision. So then we're going to go into why do people even buy real estate or investments, right? Why do people hold? Why do people sell? What are their problems? Okay. Um, there's different um, market cycles. So we're going to go through the bell, what they call the bell. And these are all objections, a lot of them, guys, the problems. And this is going to translate into what we call the flow chart. Most of these have a video about 10 to 15 minutes long going through each one of the steps. So you're gonna have a step by step tutorial on each video breaking down what lesson. Okay, so here's the business plan example. I never had a business plan other than just what I wanted to make in a year, right? And I think a lot of people fall victim to that, and at the end of the whole year is going to go by, and you're going to wonder what happened, okay, because you didn't hit your goals. Well, why? So before we get into even the research in the database, we're going to have our prospect. What are we trying to achieve? Are you an office investor or broker? Are you multifamily? What kind of apartment buildings or retail? What are people issues? That's what we like to call the avatar, is the person, your ideal prospect, right? And there's a process that we're going to go over. So then we're going to get into building out that. I recommend my agents getting 500 entries, fully database with names, numbers, address. How do you find them? I go over videos of literally, if you're just driving down the road and you see a property, and I go over that right here. I just show, hey, we're in the car, boom, what is this address, and how do I get this person that owns this community? I think this was 100 plus spaces. And I go through how we, and these resources, guys, that I show you, we have software that if you eventually want to upgrade and get some different software that we offer our agents and other investors. But I show you how to do this for free. Just going on the property appraisers. A lot of you probably already know that, maybe have lists, but I give you all the tools that you can do with just free resources. And I show you step by step. Like, this is already the second step. After you have the address, you find the owner, and then what? We use this software. You can have a free trial. You can upgrade your membership, and it'll get you instantly the owner information that you can get on the phone. We're going to go into that. It's just a quick side note, just so you know what it is. It does have MLS access. It has private money, so it is very beneficial, and it does save a lot of time. And it gives you, it's not just on market. There's bank owned properties in here, pre foreclosures. Here's the MLS, but most importantly, for how we find deals, is off market. And the way we do that, these are going to be single family houses, but just to show you guys, you can, these are obviously off market, right? It was just a random note, and it shows you the owner's name, their information, where do they mail, or where do they want mail, when did it last sell for, um, comparable nearby listings. I mean, this is such a powerful tool that we use. But again, I show you how to do this without having to pay for any other software. By another search engine we use. We give you all the Secretary of State's. Even if you're out in 48 states we're licensed in, but you can do this anywhere, and it gives you the tools. You don't have to just do it in Florida or Texas or cover. This is nationwide, and that software does give you nationwide access. But I give you the free tools, all these justice maps, demographics, city data. These are all tools and resources you can just click on here. Best places. Some of you may be already familiar with some of these, but it's all right here for your convenience, just to get going with deals. Crime stats, find crime in your neighborhood. And then once you get your database going, we're getting into the cold calls, right? This is the most important piece, is how do you get people on the phone first, right? And second, how do you keep their attention, right? There's a lot of rejection. And when you get somebody on the phone finally, because there's a lot of misread numbers or out of service numbers or old numbers, so we go over the whole steps, um, intro through confirmation of a meeting, right? You're always wanting to get in front of people. So we go over scripts. I even give you open-ended questions and scripts to download. There's an overcoming objection section. I actually have a video of me cold calling somebody. I don't know if this person hung up. I called them right back. I think I even got a meeting eventually. So it just shows, clarify their objections, acknowledge it, isolate it, overcome it. If you've been in sales, a lot of this translates, but this isn't a selling. You're selling yourself, but you're selling your service, your advisory service. Even if you're an investor, why are they picking you over someone else? We have rent surveys. If you're trying to do a rent survey in the area, we go through first, second appointments. We give you deal analyzing software. That is, I mean, this is how you build reports. If you ever see broker packages, you see the underwriting. How do you get the underwriting? Okay, we go over that in detail. You can download the financial models. And then even if you're doing short-term Airbnb, we have a software tool that shows you all the short-term rentals in your area. So this is a great software if you're trying to find out the comparables. Um, and then we have all the different sites. You guys might be familiar with just LoopNet, okay? Unfortunately, that's gotten a bad reputation now of being called the broker's garbage can, right? After they exhaust all their options, they might throw it on LoopNet. So what are the other off-market listing resources, okay? And I think they charge a lot now for LoopNet. I'm not even sure. I don't use it. I'll check it every once in a while. I'm not trying to poo-poo on it too much here, but it's not the best resource. Let's just put that way. It's good. There's deals there, but just a lot of other ways to find opportunity. A lot of overpriced, not not in line with the great off-market deal price. But give you all the contracts, letters of intent, uh, purchase sale agreements. Here's a multifamily template. We go over tenant estoppels. What is a tenant estoppels? Then the whole due diligence. Okay, we go over a whole 28-day, 30-day due diligence example. What do you do? What is it? Who do you talk to at the city? What are you looking for? I mean, and the list goes on and on, guys. We go over 1031 exchanges, DST funds, stuff that you guys might just now just be eyes glazed over. Just there's a lot to digest here, but I want you to take your time with it. And we haven't even got to the downloadable the assets yet. The investor pitch deck. You're going to get a 28-page, 40-page deck that you can download to pitch investors, sellers, opportunity zone decks. If you're making a fund, we do have direct mail campaigns. Um, just change out the template, your picture. Here's the cold calling scripts. If you're trying to raise money, there's private placement memorandums that we've paid literally tens of thousands of dollars for. Here's Florida's real estate school, but if this is nationwide, you guys can grab different schooling. If you do want to get licensed, you don't have to be licensed to do this stuff. And here's a glossary of just endless terms. It just keeps going and going and going and going. And you guys should study these. I mean, this literally is every possible term. Um, some are common sense, right? Like market risk. Okay, well, possibility of downward market trend, but not always. Right? There's what is a cap rate, capitalization rate. You're gonna hear that all the time. Net present value, NOI, net operating income. That's how you value property. So we're going to go over that. The underwriting, it's a huge part of this, and it just goes on and on. And then again, the private money, we got a list 3,000 lenders here, what they've lent on, how much money they're. Here's their names, and it's all there for you to download. And again, if you end up wanting to upgrade and get the software that is in the portal here, you will have that in your research database section. But it's just an amazing tool. And more than anything, though, guys, this portal will teach you the knowledge that you can do this stuff anywhere for free. Literally, the resources in this portal, even if you just learn this for a few months, um, and you don't subscribe any longer to learn, then you'll have it the rest of your life in your head, right? You'll have the knowledge, which is the most important thing. You can always find fancy tools and software and different things, but we're going to build out packages, show you how to underwrite, and it's the best resources center for commercial real estate or multifamily investors or brokers. So really excited about this. I'm happy to share it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys here on the inside. If you still want to have a little more clarity on the whole portal here, just book a call, and I'll be happy to walk you through it, answer any other questions. If you are a real estate agent wanting to get into the commercial space, we do have agent and broker plans separately, just for more on the commission side. But again, if you're not licensed, you're just an investor or entrepreneur, or want to learn just the investment side of real estate and apartments, multifamily, or we do a lot of mobile home parks communities. That's been a very attractive asset class. We have all that, but just book a call if you want a little more clarity, as I mentioned. And if not, just let's get started. You'll get your login password, and you guys can start getting going and close deals. But I hope this helps. I'm really excited, like I said, about this, and worked really hard on sharing all these resources A to Z. And look forward to seeing you guys here inside.